Hi, and welcome to the Girlfriends Lounge. My name is Marcy, and this is the box that I am sending to Monica. She is at Bead and Bloom Crafts. I think I'll confirm that in the description bar below. And so I have a little card for her that I made, and let's see, I've wrapped everything up, so let me unwrap. This is what I made for her using all of the items that she sent me. So here is one of the journals, and there was a lot of paper items in here, so I made as many journals as I could using the items. And so we have this. There was also some napkins, and then these are various ephemera pieces that were left over. So I'm sending those back to her, but this was one of the napkins that she sent. And then we can use pouches, inks, tape, glue, all that kind of stuff. So a laminating pouch that I turned into a journal pouch. I used to do these a lot when I made my own journals. This and using the trading card sleeves. You can use those in your planners. The people in the planner community, which I also did. I never did any videos on it, but I made my own planners for, gosh, 20 some odd years because I couldn't find one that was what I needed it to be. So I created a little pouch, and then these are the miscellaneous papers that she had left over, or that I had left over. And then she had sent me these in her for paper, and I thought this would be cute with a vis-a-vis pen. You can write in here, and then it doesn't come off until you use a little bit of like a wet wipe or napkin. And then this hole is punched up here because there was only 3 of these, and I included this binder ring as like a little tassel, but there is room to do another a 4th large binder ring. So anyways, I had laminating these thinking that if she wanted to like track what she was doing and then erase it for the next week. And then there were also these sheets that were put in, so it was kind of like I do a brain dump of what I need to get done, so I thought that would be useful. This is just held on with a paper clip, and then it is a private journaling spot. And then I put a doily. Let me add this back, maybe. And then here is one of the bags that she sent, and then she sent a couple of guest checks. So I kind of did them all the same. I just put like a different floral sticker that she had, and I backed it on the paper. And then this was an extra sheet that she had. There's like a few extra sheets in there she had left over. And then these are different pockets. And then the same for like the next week. There's only 3 of these in here, so if you have another one, you can just laminate it and add it to if you want to use this as a journal. And then she sent some trim, and then I put some envelopes, or added some paper for envelopes. This is another pocket. There is something in there, and then you could do like a private journal spot there, but the card is not coming out, so there's that. And then some papers for journaling, making notes, and then another hidden spot, and then a little divider, and then this is another pocket, and this is a napkin that she had that I laminated into a pouch. In the next journal I made, she sent 2 golden books, and I know how valuable those are, so I'm sending that back to her. This one I did not use, but this was a little journal that I made. This was the first one that I did, and then I had room left over. Another cupcake, but this was a napkin that I turned into a pouch, and then added some of her ephemera. Then these were sales tags, and this is what I was saying about the trading card sleeve. So you can use those in your planners. There's area that she can journal on here. These are the tags that she sent, and all of these, it's bound in a traveling journal format, or style, I should say. This was just a little card that she had in there, and then a little hidden flap where she can have notes or whatever, and then a card. This was another packet here that she sent. Let me see if I can close this up here. Okay, so here's another pouch that she sent, and then I created another little tag. And then I think no, that's the only thing that's in there. And then there's a pocket here. I have this reinforced with a little paper clip that she sent. And then I left these flaps open so that she could glue if she wanted to, or she could add a flip out, kind of add more personal touch to it. Then she sent 3 of the composition notebooks, and so I had opened one to use for another journal. I'll show you that. I had some pages left over, so I just made those into a little booklet and put it in the little coin envelope, and then she could use for later. There's a spot on here for some journaling. These are the coin envelopes that I added, and I just put a little butterfly embellishment that she had. And then on this side are some just little motivation quotes. And then this is the other side of the coin envelope. This is a belly band and a pocket and some extra papers. This was another pouch or another bag that she sent. And then there is a little pocket here with some of the ribbon. Here is the mini notebook that I took apart and utilized that throughout. And then here's another pocket. So this one, I flipped the pocket, or I flipped the page in, and then I glued the Project Life card in an L, and then used this as a pocket. And then she had created this beautiful time card. This is gorgeous. And so I did the same over on this side, and then I add some cards there. And then here is the other side of that signature. And then this was another time card that she had decorated. And then I folded it into a pocket here and a pocket here. These were the plain cards that she sent. So I just backed it with paper so she could use that as a journaling card. And then turned this into a pocket and another guest check, or altered another guest check. And then we just go through. Here's another guest check. I really kind of kept the same theme throughout. Here's another little pocket here, a place that she could put pictures or whatever. And then there is a card in here that she could do some journaling on, a little pocket. And then there's a little pocket here. I didn't seal all of the pockets because, you know, sometimes people want to do flip outs or tuck-ins. Here is another guest check. And then this is the back of the book. And this was one of the napkins that she sent. I laminated it, created a pocket, and put some of the extra frames in there. And then she had also sent the corner metal corners, and so I put those on. These are some of the items that were left over. There's not a lot in here, but there are some extra pieces of paper that she had that I wanted to return. We don't have to. The requirement is to make one item, and you can add the rest to your stash, but I try to make everything. And if there's like you know, scraps of paper left over, I'll maybe keep those, but if there's any bigger pieces, I try to send those back. So here is the composition notebook, and I just decorated the outside. She could use this as a glue book. And then these little metal key tags. I added some of the embellishments in there. This is another journal that I made using the items, and I'm going to see if I can slip this off. She had made this little heart clothespin, and so here is the journal that I made using the items, and this was a little envelope, and there's a little note in there, a blank note paper that she had included. And so let's get that put back on. And then this was a Project Life card that she had included, and then some index cards that I embellished and put in there for her to use. And another bag, a little journal, and then this was just one of the pages. I folded like a narrow fold, and then made a little pocket here. And then here is where I used the composition notebook for. I had put those throughout here. Here's another index card that I embellished. And here is, she had included like a magazine page. So I just folded one side down, embellished it, and then added a pocket. And then, let me put that on there. And then more of the same. Here's the other side of that magazine. And then the last, this pocket, this seal on the bottom of the bag was real thick, so she had included these, so I just added them to there. And put those on there. And then this was the final thing that I made. She had included some chipboard, and this paper right here is what she decorated the outside of the box that she sent to me. So there is some packing tape on here. I just used, I try to use everything, like the box, I was like, well, this is a good box to send it back in, so I didn't break down the box, but sometimes I do break down the box and use that. And then this was a button and some yarn, and then she had some tassels and some charms, a couple that I added, and then reinforced the inside. And in here I made a pocket letter for her, and so these were all of the little ladies that she had sent, and she included a quote sheet, and so I used that throughout here. And then on the back I included the embellishments that she sent back, so she has a little pocket letter, and it's all of the things I know she likes because she sent them to me. And then I made her a twinchy pocket letter. This one is just, I just cut out the bases and she could add how she wants to. And then again, I filled the back with different, these were some branding strips that I cut down and included, but all of these items are things that she had included. So I wanted to, oops, we're losing some tassels. Okay, let's send that back in there. And then this just folds over. Let me untangle that. Okay, sorry. Wrap that back around, and that is what I made for you. I hope you like it, Monica, and I'm going to put these things back in this little bag here. But I had so much fun. I have to say, I was kind of overwhelmed when I first opened up the box and saw all of the items in there. There was a lot, girl. I thought I sent a lot of things and I didn't send a lot this time, but normally I'll send like a bunch of stuff. And but this was, you had a good stash. So these were, I was able to make a lot of great items. So let's put this back in here. And then I will be getting this shipped out. Today is July 31st. And hopefully you'll receive it in like 3 days. That is usually like the time frame that it ships. So I have to share that when I'm going to insert this video here. So when I opened up your box and I went through and I saw everything that was in there, I was just like, oh, okay, overload. What am I going to do here? I had picked up this box at Dollar Tree, and I think it was like it was probably a $5 thing, which I try not to ever buy those because I don't know. It's a dollar store. It should be $1. But anyways, I picked one of these up and I sorted everything in here. And then like the longer pieces I put here. And then some of the, just some of the longer pieces I put wherever it fit. But I tell you, this was a game changer in putting this BFF mystery box together. Because I felt like these little compartments here are perfect for sorting smaller items, and they all come out. You can reconfigure the box, but this was so helpful to me. So if any of you find these at your Dollar Tree and you can splurge to get the $5 item, go ahead and grab this, because this I will use from now on with every one of these BFF things. So, okay, back to the video. So everything is packaged up and ready to send. Monica, I had a great time and it was nice to meet you. I hope you like everything. And like I said, the journal, most of the journals were in the traveler's notebook, so you can take pages out, put pages in, or dismantle completely if you want. So, but I had fun, and I hope you all have a magnificent day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.